South Park is a popular franchise. It's the show that keeps Comedy Central alive. With popular things, you will eventually get games based off it. And South Park games before The Stick of Truth was nothing really special. But in 2014, everything changed with the release of the South Park The Stick of Truth. This was South Park's first RPG. Everyone praised it at the time, and today we are going to be looking back at South Park The Stick of Truth. We start off with a monologue from Cartman.
Deep in the lands of Zaron, the humans of Koopa Keep struggle to stay alive as they are attacked by the wicked drow elves of Larnia. Darkness falls as the humans beg their king to save them, a noble king known only as the Grand Wizard. For 1,000 years, the battle has been waged, with only the bravery of the Grand Wizard to protect his human followers. But even though the Wizard King is so undeniably cool, the drow elf armies continue their attacks. They seek the humans' most treasured relic, the Stick of Truth. But the tides of war soon change, as news of a new kid spreads throughout the land. In order to save the humans, the Grand Wizard must get to the new kid before the drow elves can manipulate his mind and use him to take the sacred relic from human hands. For whomever controls the stick controls the universe.
After this, we get into creating our character, and I decided to make a mock-up of me IRL. This is the closest you're getting to a face review. Then we cut to the new kid's parents, saying that they hope that they like it here. One cutscene later, we get to control our character, and immediately I start beating the shit out of our parents until they kick me out. Then I try to go back in, and then this happened. Shut the fuck up! Then we punch this guy that's beating up Butters. Then we meet Cartman, and we get to pick our name, which I wrote the name of Kanye. Then it auto-corrected to douchebag, so I chose douchebag. You have a class system in this game. You could choose from a fighter, a wizard, a thief, or a Jew. Mickey Mouse would hate this game.
Vengeance is mine! You are all ants and I am your destroyer!
The gameplay of The Stick of Truth is just a basic turn-based RPG. The attacks you do is hit them with a weapon of your choice, and also you can have a special attack, which is, depending on what class you pick, is different. You have multiple special attacks, which you need a certain amount of power points, or PP for short, to use your attack. You can also have farts, which you unlock while going down further down the game, which you need Manta to do a fart-based attack. It works like how a special attack works, but like I said earlier, instead of doing a lot of damage, it makes your opponent really grossed out, which makes them vomit, which makes them lose health. And also, you also have potions, like healing potions in the basic shit. Healing potion is actually shown as Cheetos, and the curing potion is actually shown as water, which helps you be cured of bleeding for some reason, and also stops you from being grossed out. Anyway, so that's the basics of the gameplay. Feature blast here, so I actually forgot to talk about the projectile attack, which is just a basic attack that allows you to shoot from afar, and you can also use it while walking around town to shoot things that shine. You can also use it to stun enemies before fights. Same with the farts you unlock later on in the game. You can use it to gross out enemies before fights. You can also use your farts to commit domestic terrorism. Just point your fart at the direction of the fire and boom, explosion. Then we get into training, where I beat the shit out of Clyde, and then the enemies of the game, the elves, show up to take the Stick of Truth. Then Cartman does this.
Take that, you asshole elves! Better luck next time! Na 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 na! We still control the universe! Ha 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 ha! It's God. What? The Stick of Truth. The elves got it. That was your one goddamn job, Clyde! To guard the Stick of fucking Truth! Clyde, you are hereby banished from space and time! What? No! You can't do that. Yeah, I can. You're banished and lost in time and space. Yeah, go.
Then we go to recruit the others, including Tweak, the meth head, and then Token. When we go to get Craig, his dad tells us that he's in detention, so we have to bust Craig out of detention. Then we go to the bar to get the Stick of Truth from Jimmy, and after that we all go home and we all go to sleep. Well, no, since we get kidnapped by aliens on a ship. Then we get probed, but we destroy the probe goes into our ass. Now we have an alien satellite that comes out of our ass. Anyway, so one alien ship crash later, the alien goo goes into the sewers, which creates zombies. Kanye would be proud. So this big bad government dude stages that the alien crash didn't happen and they were just building a giant Taco Bell. So after that, Cartman tells us we have to recruit the goths. So I dress goth and get cigarettes, and then they have to then we have to go and get a sign that says fuck the conformists and have it and get a picture of us near it with the PTA. But Randy stops me and says we need to break it to Taco Bell. But he teaches me the fart called the squeaky squeaker, or sneaky squeaker. Anyway, so one felony later and we we find out that Taco Bell is actually just a government facility trying to blow up South Park after the alien crash, to cover up the alien crash. And so after this, I get the photo and I go back to the goths, and so now I have to perform a dance with the goths with some goth music. Then I have to choose to bring the goths to the elves or the humans. The elves being led by Kyle and the humans being led by Cartman. So I decided to bring it to Cartman. I decided to bring the goths to Cartman. But then I have the choice of whether to fight Cartman and Kyle in the school. And so I chose Cartman because he called me a douchebag. Anyways, one boss fight later, and we find out it's Clyde took the stick out of revenge for being banished. Then we go home because it's past our bedtimes. Then we come across the underpants gnomes who take our underwear. So a gnome makes us smaller, so we have to go after him. During this time, we go into our parents' room where they are having sex. So we fight the other gnomes, but the main gnome runs off to our parents' bed where they're doing it. So pretty much we're fighting on a stage where our parents are doing it. Yeah. After beating him, he gives us the power to turn small and big. Then we wake up. There was some stuff to happen before that, but I want to keep my channel, so I won't go into it. So we meet Kyle and the rest of the humans and elves at Kyle's place. Then they send us to recruit the girls, so I talk to the girls and just going to let them explain it because it's too convoluted.
Sunshine Sparkle, a motion has been glittered to have the new kid help with Monica Ryland. All right, new kid, look. There are terrible rumors going around town that our good friend Allie Nelson was spotted at the abortion clinic. I have never been to the abortion clinic. I'm not a... We aren't sure, but we think the girl spreading the rumors about Allie is Monica Ryland. And then she has the gall to act all nice to me. We have to know for sure if Monica Ryland is a two-faced or not. So, we're gonna send Monica a Facebook page with your picture, then tell her that you're Bebe's boyfriend from Lakewood, and you want to meet her and ask her what the best thing to get Bebe for her birthday would be, and see if Monica tries to hit on you at all, because that way we can see if Monica is a manipulative bitch. Right. Do this task for us, and the girls will consider your request.
So after this, we meet up with the girl, then this happens.
All of girls? I mean, she's a little two-faced if you ask me, but hey, I've read a lot of your Facebook profile, and I think you're a really interesting boy.
Aha! We knew it! You two-faced manipulative...
What the heck?
Thank God we sent the new kid to spy on you, huh, girls? Yeah, now we know you're a two-faced...
What do you mean? You guys are my best friends.
Then why are you hitting on my Facebook boyfriend? We brought someone else who might be interested.
Monica, what the f*** are you doing?
Uh-oh. Hey, Jake.
Then we go into the abortion clinic because I'm just going to let them explain it.
Made up.
You guys are the best.
You see, the thing is, Heidi Turner was supposed to put on the Facebook page that you were Bebe's boyfriend, but she didn't.
Because Heidi Turner is a two-faced bitch who says she likes me, then tries to stab me in the back.
Right, so we need to know if Heidi Turner is the two-faced bitch who's spreading rumors about Allie being spotted at the abortion clinic. But in order to do that, we need people to think you're a girl.
Makeover! Makeover!
Yeah, I do have to dress up, and then we go into the abortion clinic. Then we're seeing Randy here because it's relating to talk about committing domestic terrorism. After this, we escape the room, and we have to give Randy an abortion because if we don't, the agents will kill us. I'm not making this up. After this, we get through the clinic before this comes to light.
That's it! That's it! The area is secure! Code green! It's not secure! Tell all units the outbreak has been contained! It's not contained! What the hell are you talking about? It's not contained! You don't understand! Khloe Kardashian was in here this morning! She had the biggest abortion I've ever seen!
Anyways, we have to fight a giant fetus. You can't make this shit up. After this, we have to go to Canada to get an abortion record translated. And the prince then follow up through on his word to let the guy who could translate it go. So the princess helps us. Terrence and Philip show up in this game, and we can learn Nagasaki, which is another fart. And so we free the guy, and he translated it, and then we go back to South Park, and then this happens.
And right there it says Nancy Turner, 3:30 p.m. That's Heidi's mom! So Heidi Turner was the two-faced... The evidence is irrefutable. Thanks, new kid. We now know it was Heidi Turner all along who was spreading the rumors. But Heidi's really sorry, so we're deciding to forgive her. I love you guys so much. We love you too, Heidi. Yay! You've served the girls well, new kid, so you have our services. Tell the boys we will play their game. Sparkle! Sunshine!
Then we get ready for the final battle with Clyde, which after fighting a bunch of bad guys, the person we beat is a Nazi zombie chef. After this, Cartman kicks Clyde off the tower. After this, the FBI interferes, and then we get to find out more about our main character.
You king douchebag.
King Douchebag? Is that what you told them your name was? Why didn't you tell them your real name, Dovahkiin? You don't remember, do you? How we tried to find you?
Look, that stick belongs with the fighters of Zaron. Give it back.
Fighters of Zaron? Boys, what's going on here is much more complex than that. This isn't the first time a UFO has crashed to Earth. You see, in 1947, a UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, God. Oh, brother, spare us.
Hang on a sec. A UFO crashed in Roswell, and a new government agency was created to investigate the paranormal. Our agency.
Can we skip this? Like, hit the skip button or something?
Oh, you don't want to skip this.
Yes, we do.
Whenever aliens are spotted, vampires run amok, our agency is there, and we have never lost a fight. That is, until 4 years ago when we investigated a child.
Yawn, yawn, yawn.
A child who had an unnatural power inside him. I had orders from the president to secure the child so that we could harness his powers before our enemies could. But he slipped through our hands.
The government wants the new kid for his farts? That's dumb.
His farts? No! His amazing ability to make friends so quickly on any social network. Before he was 5 years old, he had 3.2 billion friends on Facebook alone. Do you have any idea the power that kind of gift yields in today's world? It's time to come with us, Dovahkiin.
Kenny turns out to be a betrayer, in which this is found out.
Us all out? But why, Princess Kenny?
Because Princess Kenny was born a half-orc, whose entire village was wiped out by humans and elves.
Morgan Freeman?
You see, when humans and elves lived together in the forest of Hollow Falls, an elven queen fell in love with the orc known as Dandar, the first one to possess the Stick of Truth. They loved in secret and had a child, a beautiful little girl, a girl who watched as everyone she loved was killed in cold blood. And that is why she waited and plotted all this time to take the stick from you.
This is like George Orwell's book, 1984.
Oh, then we get into the final boss fight, so we beat Kenny, and then Kenny drinks the goo. Then Kenny turns into a zombie after fighting them and beating them and realizing that she can't die. We have to break the oath that we have to fart on Kenny's balls. So during the game, there's this repeated oath that's like, you can't fart on anybody's balls during the training and stuff like that. And so this is the only exception to break the oath. So I fart on Kenny's balls, and then everything returns back to normal. And then we throw the stick into the pond. The main character says what I've been thinking this entire time.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Then the game ends. Honestly, it aged pretty well. I still very much like this game. I've never been an RPG guy, and I still liked it. It actually feels like an episode of South Park. All of the actors came back to reprise their roles. It's honestly good. The story is short but sweet. This is why the South Park Stick of Truth was good. With that being said, you would have to pay me to play the South Park The Fractured Butthole. I have low standards, but not enough low standards to play that.